Lift off in 3, 2, 1.
Greetings and welcome to the Body Mind Index. Here's a brief overview of the topic for today, staying motivated. Today's episode is broken into 5 parts. Part 1, what is motivation? Part 2, what gets in the way of motivation? Part 3, examples of what motivation in action looks like. Part 4, I'm going to give you some tangible ways to stay motivated. And Part 5, I'm also going to share with you how I've been able to stay motivated while going through some pretty challenging times. So please remember to give me a like and a subscribe. This truly helps me to stay motivated in bringing you more episodes with valuable information. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Part 1, understanding motivation. So let's start by discussing what motivation is and why it's so important. Motivation is the driving force behind our actions and behaviors. It's basically what gets us up in the morning and keeps us going when things get tough. So without motivation, we wouldn't have the drive to pursue our goals or even pursue our dreams. So it is important to understand that motivation can come from 2 factors. There is the intrinsic and extrinsic. So intrinsic motivation comes from within us. It's basically the desire to do something because we find it personally rewarding or fulfilling. Now, extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external factors like rewards, recognition, or pressure from others, maybe our bills. So both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation can be powerful motivators, but it is important to understand which one is driving us so we can use it to our very own advantage. So common obstacles to motivation that we need to be aware of and we need to overcome these is things like the fear of failure. When we're afraid of failing, we may be hesitant to take risks or pursue our goals. It's important to remember that failure is a natural part of the learning process and that we can learn from our own mistakes and failures. Lack of confidence is another one. When we don't believe in ourselves, it can be very difficult to stay motivated. Building our confidence through practice and positive self-talk can help us overcome this one obstacle. Here's another one, perfectionism. When we strive for perfection, we can become paralyzed by the fear of not meeting our own high standards. It is important to remember that perfection is not always attainable, and that type of progress is more important. Progress is more important than perfection 9 out of 10 times. So one of my best friends told me a long time ago that done is better than perfect. I've held on to that. Procrastination is part of what kind of keeps us paralyzed in analysis paralysis. When we procrastinate, we put off important tasks and goals, which can lead to feelings of guilt and frustration. Overcoming procrastination requires identifying the reasons behind it and developing strategies to overcome these type of procrastination. So it's important to just kind of become aware. I'm going to give you some real life examples of motivation in action. Let's look at some real life examples of motivation in action, and here's some stories of individuals who have faced obstacles and have persevered and achieved their own goals and dreams. I want to start with J.K. Rowling. You all know who J.K. Rowling is. Before she became a best-selling author, Rowling was a struggling single mother who was living on welfare, if you can imagine that. She wrote the first Harry Potter book while living in poverty and facing rejection from multiple publishers. Despite her setbacks, she persisted and eventually found true success. I think we all know what's happened next with J.K. I want to talk about Nick Vujicic. He was born, and I've watched him speak before. He was born without arms or legs. Nick faced numerous challenges growing up, including bullying, depression, However, Nick refused to let his disability hold him back and has since become a motivational speaker, author, and an evangelist, inspiring millions of people around the world with his message of hope. Keep going, Nick. Michael Jordan, here's one we all know, considered by many to be the greatest basketball player of all time. Jordan faced numerous setbacks early on in his career, including being cut from his high school basketball team. However, Michael refused to give up on his dreams and went on to become a 6-time NBA champion and a 2-time Olympic gold medal. Another one that I really appreciate is Malala. If you haven't heard of Malala, Malala was shot in the head by the Taliban for speaking out in support of girls' education, all in Pakistan. Despite the attack, she refused to be silenced and has since become a global advocate for women's rights and education, receiving numerous accolades for her bravery and activism. Here's another one, Bethany Hamilton. At the age of 13, Bethany lost her left arm in a shark attack while surfing in Hawaii. However, she refused to let this incident end her surfing career and went on to become a professional surfer, competing against some of the best in the entire world and inspiring others with her resilience and determination. These individuals serve as a powerful example of how staying motivated and overcoming obstacles can lead to incredible breakthroughs and success. Motivation is a crucial ingredient for success, but it's not always an easy ingredient to maintain. Here are the things that we can do to help us stay motivated. Find your why. In order to stay motivated, it's important to have a clear understanding of why you are pursuing a particular goal or task. Having a strong sense of purpose or meaning can help you fuel your motivation even when faced with severe and significant challenges. Break the task into smaller pieces. Sometimes a large project or goal can feel overwhelming and hard to tackle. One way to stay motivated is to break the task into smaller, more manageable pieces. Here's one of my favorite ones because I forget to do this all the time. Celebrate the small wins. Recognize and celebrate small wins along the way. This can help you stay motivated and build momentum as you work towards your larger goal. Surround yourself with positivity. I've always said there are people in life that bring us up, that bring us down, or keep us the same. I'm an advocate for people that bring us up. People that bring us down are people that I really watch, and sometimes those are even in our family. So be mindful of being surrounded by people that bring you down. You have to own your space, and you have to be mindful of boundaries and setting those boundaries so you can continue to do what you're going to do in achieving your goal. And that's also tied into your why, because once you know your why, it's easier to navigate through that. So really go back to that why. Supportive people that encourage you and inspire you are a big piece of the puzzle. Additionally, create an environment that supports your goals and makes it easier for you to stay motivated. I'm going to ask you to embrace failure. View failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. Use it to identify areas for improvement and adjust your approach as you need. The most important thing that I've realized recently is that taking care of yourself is critical. Make sure to take care of yourself by getting enough sleep, eating well, and making time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. This can help you stay energized and motivated over a long period of time. The last part is that how I've been able to stay so motivated for so many years are finding an accountability partner, find an accountability person that can hold you accountable and provide support and encouragement. This can be such a powerful tool, especially if some of your goals align. That could be a lot more fun. Make a schedule and stick to the schedule. Setting a schedule and committing to it can help us stay focused and motivated. Experiment with different methods and techniques to find what works best for you. Not everyone is motivated by the same things, so it's important to find what works best for us individually. I want you to reframe or restructure the project when boredom sets in. Sometimes when we get bored or stuck, it helps to take a step back and reframe or restructure the project to make it more engaging, interesting, and fun. I changed my environment by going on vacation, hikes, camping, anything that allows me to expand my mind. By incorporating these strategies into my daily life, you can help and I can help myself to increase my motivation and achieve my goals. So remember that staying motivated is a journey, not a destination. Some days will be easier than others, but by practicing these habits consistently, you can develop a more resilient and motivated mindset. I really, truly hope this helps you. I also hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to share a special message with you. And by this, I want to say that nobody is motivated all the time. Motivation comes and goes like the waves on the shore. All we can do is ride the wave for as long as we can and be prepared for the next one because it's coming. By this, I'll end today by saying, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for my insights and inspiration. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Stay motivated.